You may be enjoying a beautiful summer, but fall is just around the corner, and in today's episode I'm sharing the most wearable fall fashion trends that you'll be seeing real soon. Hi, I'm Leonie and welcome back to my channel. If you're wondering why I'm talking about fall fashion in July, that is simply because fall fashion actually starts hitting the stores real soon. So I wanted to give you a bit of a jump start on those trends, just so that you have your radar aware for some of the pieces that you might want to look out for. Also, I'm sure many of you will own some of these pieces. So instead of cycling them out of your closet and getting ready for a new season, keep them there because I'm sure you're going to wear them. I also wanted to say at this point a big thank you to the team at Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode, and I'll be sharing with you a little bit more I can't speak. I'll be sharing with you a little bit more about Squarespace and why I'm such a fan later on in this episode. But if you'd like to see the top most wearable trends for fall 2021, then just keep watching. Now this first trend is going to be really contentious, I know, because I have talked about this before in past videos, and it does seem to be one of those trends that you either love or you hate. But it is extremely wearable, and that is the trend for double denim. Now I remember when I last talked about this trend on my channel, someone referred to it as the Canadian tuxedo. Now I had never heard of that before, and since I've read about it quite a bit. So double denim, the Canadian tuxedo, whatever you want to call it, let me know in the comments below what you call it. But that is something that's going to be a really key look for fall 2021. Now my top tips for wearing double denim is trying to mix up the washes a little bit. So you pair a darker wash with a lighter wash, or essentially you'll go for a top to toe black denim or a top to toe white denim, or simply break up your traditional blue denim with a white tee or tank or black. So it's about wearing it top to toe but breaking it up and giving it a little bit of breathing space. But before you completely discount this look, think about it and give it a go. And while on the subject of denim, I'd love to know what you think of the gold jeans, because I'm sure they're going to continue in popularity. I particularly like them, but I'll pop up a shot of them here in case you're not sure what I'm talking about. But I actually really like them. I think they look very cool, but I am expecting that you are either going to be in one camp or another. So let me know in the comments below what you think of these gold jeans and if you like the style or they're not for you. Now I'm a personal fan of this next trend, and it is blush pink. Now I know not all of you are probably into pastel colors, but if there is one pastel that is universally flattering, it is blush pink. It really does suit every skin tone. The great thing about blush and pastel pink is that it pretty much is a neutral, so it can be treated like a neutral, and it works beautifully teamed back with blacks, chocolates, navies, emeralds. It's a really lovely neutral that is hard working, and because it's going to be everywhere this fall, there will be something that I'm sure will appeal to you, which is why it's made it here on my most wearable list for fall. And now I'd like to say a very big thank you to the team at Squarespace for sponsoring today's episode. I've worked with Squarespace in the past, as you will know if you've been following me here for a while. And if you are wanting to get any sort of online presence, whether it's starting up a blog or if you've got something to sell online, Squarespace is definitely my go-to, and it should be yours as well, purely because it's just super easy to use and you can be up and running and online in a really short space of time. I recently created a website for a brand, and within an hour tops, I had a great website that I could actually start loading content onto. The best thing about Squarespace for me is that it is intuitive and really easy to use. So if you're not particularly tech savvy, it's a platform that just makes getting online easy. I also really like the fact that Squarespace makes it easy to show your brand and have an online presence in a really professional way. You can basically just go on and select a beautiful template, which you can customize as well, so you can kind of make it your own. And these templates immediately just create a very professional online website. Also, the thing that I really like about them is that they have built-in marketing bells and whistles, if you like. So if you're interested in the analytics, and most of you will be, all of these sort of bells and whistles are built into the back end. So it just makes it really easy. So all of your analytics, marketing is there and easy to use. Also, they will give you a customized email address too. So obviously newsletters are a big part of online businesses these days, so you'll end up with a customized email address instead of having to use a Gmail. And in my opinion, I think that just comes across far more professional. So if you want to get started, I would recommend going on to squarespace.com, taking advantage of one of the free trials so you can have a bit of a play with the platform and just get a bit of a feel for it. I also have a discount code to share with you too, which I'm really excited about, and that is just the Style Insider. And that discount code gives you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Anyway, I'll leave all of the links down below and a little bit more information to make it really easy for you. But if you are looking at creating some sort of online presence, I can hand on heart recommend Squarespace. Next up, you can also expect to see dramatic knits. Now, of course, knits are always going to be on trend for winter. It goes without saying. But what we will see more and more of is really chunky, oversized, and dramatic detailing on knits. Now, when it comes to styling these chunky knits, you do have to be careful that you manage your proportions. Otherwise, a big, oversized, really heavily cabled, textured knit can definitely overwhelm your frame. So if you're wearing something a little bit chunkier and textured and perhaps even oversized up top, then try and keep your bottom half a little bit more slimlined with some sort of slimmer jeans or a skirt that's slimlined or not as, here's my dog, or not as textured as, certainly as your top half. Beautiful vests are here for fall as well. Now, I know that vests have been around for a number of seasons, but they're actually not going anywhere. So if you have invested in one or you've reincorporated one into your wardrobe, don't put it away for winter. Keep it out and look at different and possibly unique ways of wearing it. Obviously in summer we've been wearing vests, and what I have seen a lot of, and I've talked about in my videos, is vests being worn on their own. Now, as the weather gets a little bit colder, you can still incorporate these vests and these pieces into your lineup, but they do become more of a layering piece. What we can expect to see with these vests is a little bit more of a sort of a homespun flavor to them. So there's a lot of crochet and knits that look like they're homemade. There's also a lot of color and pattern detail. So it's almost like designers have decided that, yeah, we love vests, they're here to stay, but we're actually going to have a bit more fun with them. There's also some deconstructed type vests as well, which I'm expecting to see lots of DIYs on TikTok and here on YouTube with those sorts of items. But there are lots of fun vests that I think are going to create a really good anchoring piece for a lot of outfits this fall. I can't remember the last season where we didn't see lace, but what I have seen with some of the runway shows, and I think will translate into high street fashion, is basically the incorporation of lace, but more of an insert of lace, whether it's a fine, delicate, sort of traditional lace or a more sort of a broderie anglais style lace. The pieces that I have seen tend to be, they have the addition of these pieces. So whether it's a shirt with broderie anglais sleeves or lace detailing in some part of the sleeve or in a part of a skirt, or lace detailing around a waistband. So look out for pieces with lace inserts, just as something a little bit more fresh and fun for fall. The next trend is for fringing, and I know fringing has been on the fringes. Wow, that's pretty corny, but it has been on the fringes of fashion for a number of seasons now. But I think what we will be seeing in fall, and certainly from what the designers were incorporating into their collections, was definitely more fringing. And I think we can expect to see this sort of fringing on like hemlines of skirts. I think what we have to be careful with when it comes to fringing is to, number one, unless you want to look like a cowgirl, don't team your fringed pieces with cowboy boots. If you do want to look like a cowgirl, do that, that's fine. And also, I think not all fringing is created equal. Quite often I've seen fringing detail that I know as soon as you wash that piece, it's going to look all tatty. So really choose wisely when you're looking at the fringing detail on your pieces and see whether it's actually going to stand up to some wear and tear, because that's the first sign of something looking a little bit cheap and cheerful if you wash it. And fringing is already sort of deconstructed, so just be aware of the fabrication that you're choosing when you're looking for fringed pieces. And also, if you want to just dip your toe in the trend, there are some beautiful fringed handbags that will be around, and accessories or fringing detail on jackets. So if, like me, you already own a couple of fringed pieces, well, now's the time to bring them to the fore and perhaps spend a little bit of time having a little bit of a play and creating some different looks with some of these pieces. And again, that's probably a timely reminder that creating outfits doesn't just necessarily happen overnight. Sometimes we do just have to invest a little bit of time, and planning for a new season does sometimes just take a little bit of time, but turn it into fun. Have some fun with it. It doesn't have to be all sorted out overnight, but have a little bit of fun with it, and maybe even start a Pinterest mood board. It's a good way to just sort of start getting your head around a new season, or take a photograph of something if you see it in the stores. See and have a think about how you can incorporate that into your existing closet. Because again, I'm all for wearing what you have, shopping your own closet, and not having to spend a fortune to look stylish. Anyway, that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, I'd love you to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more, and also have a little look down in the description box below if you would like to get online and you're not sure where to start. Go and check out Squarespace. I can totally recommend them.